Did you know that when someone with dementia accuses you of stealing or lying or hurting them, that it has almost nothing to do with you and everything to do with their brain misfiring under stress? In today's video, I am going to walk you through what's happening in those moments, and I'm also going to give you 5 clear, calm things to say to help de-escalate the tension. You'll learn what to say, what not to say, and how to stop these episodes from ruining your day and your relationship. For those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist, dementia care specialist, and founder of the Confident Caregiver Academy. Let's jump on in. First and foremost, care partners, it's important to know that you are not arguing with your loved one with dementia. You are arguing with their fear. And what they say is not necessarily what they mean. So for example, they say, "You stole from me." What they mean is, "I'm confused and I'm scared because something is missing and I can't explain it." They say, "Get out of my house." What they mean is, "I feel overwhelmed and unsafe, and my brain is telling me you're the threat." When you respond to their words instead of their fear, care partner, there's a real missed opportunity to connect. So in these moments, don't correct the accusation. Answer the emotion underneath it. Care partner, I want for you to think of it this way. Trying to reason with your loved one with dementia who's in distress is like trying to argue with the smoke instead of actually putting out the fire. The accusations in dementia, that's the smoke. But underneath the smoke, there's something real that's burning. I want for you to think of that as the fear, the confusion, the discomfort that your loved one is experiencing. The accusations is all smoke. You have to get to the fear, confusion, or discomfort to actually put out the fire. If you calm the fire underneath, then the smoke will clear on its own. So here are 5 calm things to say when dementia turns mean. First, "That sounds really upsetting. I'm here with you. I'm here to help. How can I help?" Why it works. Well, care partner, this validates the feeling that your loved one has without paying attention to the accusation that they're making against you. You want to avoid saying things like, "That's not true," or "I didn't do that," or "You always say this." Those statements tend to exacerbate the situation. Here's a real life story. Let's call my client Sarah. Sarah's dad came downstairs yelling at her, accusing her of moving his medications. Now, clearly, Sarah recognized that dad no longer remembers where his medications were. She took a deep breath before responding to him and turned and said, "That's so frustrating, Dad, when you're looking for something and can't find it. I'm here. Let me help you if that's okay." And so she started looking for the medications by going to where the medications are, pulling them out and saying, "Here, Dad, I found them," gave the medications to her dad. So care partners, she didn't go into defending herself. She didn't go into, "I didn't do that. Why are you always accusing me?" Sarah knows that in taking that route, it's only going to exacerbate the situation. Second, you can say, "I know something does feel off. Let's figure it out together." Why this works. It builds alliance. It builds a partnership with your loved one with dementia and you instead of defensiveness. So for example, when Maria's mom started yelling about strangers being in the house, Maria didn't say, "There's no one here, Mom, go back to bed." Instead, she said, "Something feels off, doesn't it? Let's take a look together." They walked through the hall until her mom felt reassured. If this sounds familiar to you, care partners, then go ahead and grab the guide below. It's a free communications training which gives you a ton more scripts beyond the 5 that I go over here today for those moments when you freeze and you don't know what to say when your loved one with dementia is accusing you. Let's go on to the 3rd thing to say. You can tell your loved one with dementia, "You don't have to go through this alone. I'm here with you." Why it works. It reassures them of safety. It reassures them that they have someone who's here with them, guiding them, helping them. James noticed that his wife was growing more and more agitated in the afternoon. Then out of nowhere, one afternoon, she came down and started yelling at him, accusing him of hiding her sneakers. James took a deep breath. He sat down next to his wife. He gently held her hand and said, "You don't have to search for it alone. I've got you. I'm here. I'm going to help you." And he walked around the house searching for her sneakers with her. Care partners, sometimes it's as simple as that. It's simple, but not always easy, right? You have to take a deep breath and calm yourself first. But sometimes that's all your loved one with dementia needs, to know that they are safe with you, that they're supported by you, and that you are going to help them in their distress. Another thing that you can say is, let's look for it together. Often your loved one with dementia is accusing you of stealing something, taking something, hiding something. So you can say, let's look for it together. Why this helps? It distracts and redirects while honoring their concern. So if your loved one with dementia says, someone's stolen my keys, respond by saying, how annoying. Let me help you look for the backup set. By the time you reach the living room, they're going to forget the accusation, but now you're tending to the root of the issue, their confusion, their fear. Finally, care partner, you can say, I love you, we're going to be okay. Why it works. It ends with emotional safety and relational stability. Again, it's about getting to the root of the problem. Your loved one with dementia, when they're accusing, there is fear. There's confusion, there's a sense of loss of control. That's the fire. So when you can say, I love you, we're going to be okay, you are giving them a sense of emotional safety. One of my care partners shared that in an intense moment of confusion, her mother yelled at her to get out of the house and never come back. And my client looked at her mom in her eyes and said, I can see that you're upset. I love you, and we're going to get through this. Her mom looked at her, started crying, and they actually had a moment of connection. Care partners, this may not always be the happy ending for you, but I do want to say that it's possible. It was possible for this client. It was possible for James connecting with his wife. Give it a try. Look at your loved one in their eyes and say, I love you. We're going to figure this out together. Can I help? Will you allow me 5 minutes to help? And see if just having that connection with your loved one, if tending to their emotional experiences, if that's going to move the needle in the direction that you need it to go with them. And here's a bonus script, care partner, because boy, does your loved one with dementia know exactly the buttons to push that trigger you. If you are feeling triggered and overwhelmed by the accusation that they are making, then please go ahead and give yourself space from them. You can say something like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's happening here, but I just have to go into the other room for a moment. I'll be right back. I love you. I'm going to help in just a second. I'll be right back. And give yourself that buffer that you need to calm your body down before re-engaging with your loved one with dementia. And here are some practical tips for preventing future outbursts. I want your care partners to track the triggers. The time of day. Is your loved one possibly hungry? Are they overstimulated? Second, keep consistent routines. That helps to minimize accusations and future outbursts. Third, label items that often go missing for your loved one with dementia. Fourth, avoid correcting or debating with them. Try redirecting instead. Finally, care partner, just because your loved one's brain is changing doesn't mean that your heart has to break in the process. Please feel free to go ahead and use these 5 scripts that I gave you today. Or for a more in-depth communications training, then go ahead and grab that guide below. It's a 20-minute training with a workbook, which will take you through some of the most difficult, challenging behaviors with your loved one with dementia. No more freezing in the moment. You'll know exactly what to say. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.